Hey guys, I'm Tyler. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're doing a video on how four-wheel drive systems Lokka auto locker behaves in the snow. So I've had my auto locker about 6 months now. I've never driven it in the snow. I've only done it in dirt and rock. We've got about 2 or 3 inches of fresh snowfall right now. So we're gonna see how it behaves. I'm gonna take you guys along with me. And I'm going to tell you guys, what you can expect if you put one of these in your vehicle and you start driving around in the snow, especially for those of you who have the front locker like I have. So I'm going to have to lock my hubs, and then I'm going to get out of the driveway. We're going to drive around and see how it behaves. I'm suspecting that the turning is going to be a little bit more interesting. So I've got my hubs locked now. I'm in four-wheel drive. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to start going. Okay. So I've got you guys hanging from the mirror here, and we're just gonna start going, and I'll narrate everything that's going on. So going forward in four-wheel drive. Yeah, so the steering is super heavy right now, which is, kind of what I expected. Let's see if we make a turn. There's a little bit of torque steer, but it's not too bad. The traction is incredible, I'll tell you that. Wherever the wheels are pointing, it's going right now. Okay, so tighter turn through this cul-de-sac. Kind of hear so I can actually hear the Lokka unlocking right now, which I'm actually super impressed with. I would think, even with this much snow at a low speed, I was worried that the Lokka might not unlock. But the fact that it's unlocking under a slow turn like that's pretty encouraging. Give it a little bit more gas here, and that's that's my rear end slipping more than anything. But it definitely plows forward under gas. I can't tell if that's the fault of my rear end or not. The steering right now is really heavy, so even just this slight turn, there's a lot more resistance in the steering wheel. Obviously not impossible, but if you weren't expecting to look for it, it would surprise and confuse you. One of the things with having this is that if I'm gonna let a friend drive my car in the snow or such and such, that's a little bit more complicated now, because I have to tell them, hey, there's a front locker and it works like this, and manual hubs, and there are not a lot of there are not a lot of people who will naturally pick up on that. But I can go super fast, and it self-centers really nice. Honestly, I just go forward more than anything. I've been playing around with the low gearing in the snow right now. So far, totally fine. Let's keep driving. Let's see. I'm gonna make a sharp right turn here. We're gonna see if it plows, or if I can get, so there's some plowing, but honestly, not too bad. So I think I prefer the locker to an open diff as of right now, because at least on the snow where it's mostly powder and not really ice, this is super easy to drive on. Okay, well, I'm not gonna make that turn. It's super easy to drive on, and it self-centers very nice. So all the fishtailing that I was having in two-wheel drive is mostly going away, except for that rear end slipping out. My limited slip isn't super strong, but my rear end's definitely slipping out under speed. We're gonna try a U-turn here. So I'm gonna see if the Lokka unlocks on a U-turn. So I think I can hear, yeah, I can hear the Lokka clicking. So right there with the Lokka clicking, that means it's doing its differential action, and that means that I basically have the same as an open diff while the Lokka is clicking and unlocking. That means that the tires are being allowed to spin at different speeds, and so my turning radius wasn't really affected there. That was a pretty tight U-turn, and I got it all to go. So if I step on the gas, it goes straight forward, other than the rear end just slipping out a little bit. But the Lokka is really helping me go straight forward, which I'm actually really enjoying. I didn't think about that previous to this test drive. It just goes forward even if I'm trying to drift it. Okay, well, you can still drift it, but honestly, I am not as worried about the downsides of the Lokka as I was before this test drive. I think that this is a pretty drivable experience. And it's not really a detriment to have it in the snow. You know, I'll have to keep driving and keep updating you guys, but this is a pretty good first test with the snow here. So we'll see what more I think of it, but I like it. Really do. See, I'm just going straight here. There's almost no slippage with the Lokka. So I think moving forward, daily driving, we're going to be putting it in four-wheel drive a lot more often in the snow. But I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. And please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my content. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good one.